Okay, so let's analyze the basic forms of government. There are monarchy or dictatorship ruled by one, oligarchy ruled by a few, democracy ruled by the majority, and republic ruled by law. And there's also anarchy, which is ruled by no one. A discussion of these five will narrow down the types of government. Looking first at monarchy or dictatorship, this form of government doesn't really exist because it is a group that puts up a leader usually. A king has his council or nobles or earls, and every dictator has his bureaucrats or commissars. These men are never talked about or seen. This isn't rule by one, even though one person may be the visible leader, it's ruled by a group. So let's eliminate monarchy dictatorship because it never truly exists. Oligarchy, which is ruled by a group, is the most common form of government in all of history. It is the most common form of government today. A powerful few rule most of the nations of the world, and therefore oligarchy remains. At the other end, we find anarchy, which means without government. Some people have looked over history and found that governments committed many of its worst atrocities. Therefore, they decided that having no government might be a good idea. But this is a mistake because, as the ancient Greeks stated, without law, there can be no freedom. Democracy means the rule of the people, majority rule. This, of course, sounds good, but suppose the majority decides to take away one's home or business or children. Obviously, there has to be a limit. The flaw in democracy is that the majority is not restrained. Persuading more than half the people to want something in democracy means they rule. What about a republic, you ask? Republic means rule by law. America's founders had a clean slate to write on. They could have set up an oligarchy. In fact, there were some who wanted George Washington to be their king. But the founding fathers knew history, and they chose to give us the rule of law in a republic, not the rule of the majority in a democracy.